But try the Spirit, whether it be of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. We search the four corners of the earth for error, for falsehood. No respect of person. Nazareth, it is good. In honor of Women's History Month, I would be remiss to forget the strongest Black woman recorded in the history of the world. 2 Maccabees 7 and verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the laws to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our father. Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. With forthwith he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the uttermost parts of his body. The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, To die the Lord manfully God looketh upon us, and in truth have comforted in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, And he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead, after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off his skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? But he answered in his own language and said, No. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou like fury, take us out of this present life, who have died for his laws, unto everlasting life. After him was the third made a mocking stock. And when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, These I had from heaven, and for his laws I despise them, and from him I hope to receive them again. Insomuch the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, It is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from God, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. After they brought the fifth also and mangled him. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of God. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our God. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against God, that thou shalt escape. And the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain, with the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with a courageous spirit, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach, she said unto them, I cannot tell how you came into my womb, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you, but doubtless the Creator of the world, who formed the generation of man, and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again.